Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about her. She's different. Not the kind of different that whispers in the corner or tries to fit in by dimming her light. No, she's the kind of different that walks into a room and changes its temperature. The kind of different that makes people stop and wonder, who is she? True beauty lies in being unapologetically oneself, not conforming to societal molds. It's a concept that feels simple yet carries profound power, especially in a world that often pressures individuals to fit into predefined boxes. From the moment we are born, society subtly starts shaping us, whispering what is acceptable, what is desirable, and what is worthy. It tells us how to look, how to act, and even what dreams are realistic. But the truth is, real beauty emerges the moment we step away from these expectations and dare to embrace who we are at our core. To be unapologetically oneself means standing firmly in the essence of your individuality, even when it's inconvenient or misunderstood. It means recognizing that your quirks, your scars, your passions, and even your imperfections are not flaws to hide but marks of authenticity. Society may glorify a one-size-fits-all standard of beauty and success, but the most captivating individuals, the ones who leave a lasting impact, are those who defy those standards. They remind us that beauty is not a mask to wear, but a truth to live. Think about the people who inspire you. Chances are they're not those who blend seamlessly into the crowd, but those who dared to be different. These individuals shine because they've learned that conformity is a form of self-betrayal. They don't dilute their personalities to make others comfortable. Instead, they radiate confidence by simply being themselves. And that kind of authenticity is magnetic. It draws people in because it's so rare in a world obsessed with filters and facades. But being unapologetically oneself is not always easy. It requires courage. It demands that you confront the voices, both internal and external, that tell you to shrink. It asks you to show up, even when you're afraid of judgment or rejection. It's a journey of learning to love yourself so deeply that the opinions of others lose their power over you. It's about saying, this is who I am, and I will not apologize for it, not out of arrogance, but from a place of self-respect. True beauty also comes with freedom, the freedom to express yourself fully, to pursue your passions without hesitation, and to live a life that feels like your own. This kind of freedom is intoxicating because it breaks the chains of comparison. When you stop trying to measure up to someone else's standards, you start to see your unique gifts with clarity. You begin to celebrate your individuality instead of hiding it. The ripple effect of such authenticity is profound. When one person chooses to live unapologetically, it gives others permission to do the same. It becomes a light in the darkness for those who feel pressured to conform. It says, you don't have to be anyone else. You are enough just as you are. True beauty isn't about fitting in, it's about standing out, standing tall, and standing firm in your truth. When you embrace that, you not only change your own life, you inspire others to see the beauty in themselves. What sets her apart often comes from the trials she's endured and conquered. It's easy to admire someone for their strength or resilience without fully understanding the depths of their journey. But those who stand out, those who truly inspire, carry with them the weight of their battles, each scar a testament to a story of perseverance and growth. Her uniqueness is not a result of an easy path, but of a path that demanded everything from her and gave back wisdom, fortitude, and grace in return. Trials have a way of shaping us, often in ways we don't recognize at first. They strip away the unnecessary, forcing us to confront who we are at our core. For her, these moments of hardship became crucibles of transformation. They demanded she face fears she never thought she could overcome, endure pain she thought would break her, and navigate uncertainty when the road ahead seemed impossible. Yet with each challenge, she found a strength she didn't know existed, a quiet resolve that whispered, keep going. What sets her apart is not just that she endured these trials, but that she allowed them to refine her. She didn't let them define her as someone broken or defeated. Instead, she chose to let them shape her into someone stronger, more compassionate, and more self-aware. The struggles she faced gave her a depth that cannot be taught or mimicked. It's a depth that comes from knowing what it feels like to fall and finding the courage to rise again. There is something undeniably powerful about a person who has faced adversity and emerged on the other side. She carries an aura of wisdom and authenticity, because her life has demanded it. She knows what it means to lose and to rebuild, to doubt and to believe again. This wisdom is what draws people to her. They see in her a reflection of their own struggles and a reminder that overcoming is possible. Her trials also gave her a unique perspective on life. While others may rush through their days chasing fleeting goals, she understands the value of small victories and quiet moments of peace. She's learned to appreciate not just the destination, but the journey itself, even when the journey is hard. The lessons she's gathered along the way make her grounded and empathetic, qualities that set her apart in a world often consumed by superficiality. It's important to note that what sets her apart isn't the absence of fear, pain, or doubt. She feels all those things just like anyone else. But what makes her unique is her choice to face them head on and to keep moving forward. She has transformed her wounds into wisdom and her struggles into strengths. And that transformation is evident in the way she carries herself with quiet confidence and unshakable grace. What truly sets her apart is the light she now carries, a light born from darkness, a resilience forged in fire. It's not just that she survived her trials, it's that she thrived because of them. And in doing so, she became a beacon of hope for others walking their own difficult paths. People admire those who dare to stand in their truth even when it's uncomfortable. There is a certain magnetism and authenticity, a rare quality that draws others in because it resonates with something deep within us all. To stand in one's truth is not simply about honesty, it's about aligning your words, actions, and beliefs with who you truly are, even when the world tells you to be something else. It's about choosing courage over conformity, even when that choice comes with challenges, resistance, or judgment. Living in truth requires vulnerability, and vulnerability is not easy. It means showing up as you are without masks or pretense, and accepting that some people might not understand or approve. For those who dare to take this path, the discomfort is real. It can feel isolating at times, as if you are walking a road less traveled. But it is also deeply liberating. There is a freedom in being unapologetically yourself, in no longer hiding or pretending to fit into molds that were never meant for you. What makes this choice so admirable is the strength it takes to persist in the face of opposition. Society often rewards those who follow the crowd, who say the right things, and who present themselves in ways that align with popular expectations. But those who stand in their truth challenge the status quo. They remind others that it's okay to be different, that it's okay to question, and that it's okay to live life on your own terms. They become examples of bravery, showing that authenticity is more valuable than approval. People are drawn to this kind of authenticity because it feels real in a world that often feels staged. We live in an age where appearances can be deceiving, where social media highlights only the polished and perfect moments of life. Against this backdrop, someone who stands in their truth becomes a breath of fresh air. They remind us of what it means to be human, not perfect, but real. Standing in your truth also has a ripple effect. When someone dares to be authentic, it inspires others to do the same. It gives permission to those who feel trapped by societal expectations to let go and embrace who they really are. It's not just an act of self-expression, it's an act of leadership. People look up to those who embody authenticity because it represents a kind of freedom many are still searching for. But make no mistake, standing in your truth isn't always about grand gestures or loud declarations. Sometimes it's in the quiet decisions, choosing integrity when no one is watching, speaking up for what you believe in even when your voice shakes, or staying true to your path, despite the doubts of others. These moments of courage may seem small, but they build a life rooted in meaning and purpose. The admiration people feel for those who stand in their truth comes from a place of respect and recognition. It's not just about what that person has achieved, but about who they are, someone who dared to live authentically, no matter how uncomfortable it might have been. That kind of courage resonates deeply, leaving an indelible impact on everyone they encounter. Her uniqueness lights a path for others who feel unseen or unheard. In a world that often prizes conformity, her ability to stand out becomes a beacon of hope for those who struggle to find their place. She doesn't just exist as an individual, she becomes a symbol an example of what it means to embrace oneself fully, even in the face of adversity. Her light is not only her own, it reflects outward, illuminating the way for those who might otherwise remain in the shadows. When someone lives authentically, unapologetically embracing their individuality, they send a powerful message: you are enough. Just as you are. For those who feel unseen or unheard, this can be transformative. It's not just about seeing someone succeed or thrive, it's about seeing someone like them succeed or thrive. Her uniqueness resonates with others because it shows that there is no single blueprint for being valuable, worthy, or significant. Her presence reminds people that their differences are not liabilities but assets. By being herself, she gives others permission to explore their own uniqueness. For someone who feels overlooked, this can be life-changing. It's one thing to hear that individuality matters, it's another to see it in action. To witness someone embody their truth so boldly that it inspires you to question the ways you've been hiding your own. The path she lights is not always easy to walk, but it is undeniably empowering. She doesn't just shine for herself, she shines as a guide, a mentor, even unknowingly, to those who are searching for their own voice. She shows them that being different doesn't mean being alone, and that the courage to stand apart often leads to connection and community. In this way, her uniqueness becomes a bridge, bringing together those who feel isolated and reminding them that they are part of something bigger. Her influence is subtle but profound. She might not even realize the impact she has, yet her willingness to live authentically creates ripples that reach far beyond her immediate circle. Someone watching her from afar might feel inspired to take their first step towards self-expression. Someone struggling to be heard might feel emboldened to speak up, knowing that their voice matters too. It's not just what she does, but who she is that makes the difference. Her very existence challenges the idea that there is a single way to be worthy or successful. She defies expectations, and in doing so, she opens the door for others to do the same. Her light doesn't diminish others, it empowers them to shine in their own unique way. For those who have spent their lives feeling unseen or unheard, her uniqueness is proof that they are not invisible. It's a reminder that there is space for everyone's light, that every voice deserves to be heard, and that the world is richer and more beautiful because of its diversity. By lighting her path, she inspires others to step out of the shadows and into the fullness of their own brilliance. Being different requires boldness, but it's this courage that makes her unforgettable. In a world that often values sameness and predictability, standing out can feel like an act of rebellion. It's not easy to walk a path that others shy away from, to make choices that go against the grain, or to present yourself in ways that challenge norms. Yet, it is precisely this willingness to embrace her differences that leaves a lasting impression on those around her. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. Being different means stepping into the unknown, often without a map, and daring to chart a course that is uniquely your own. For her, this boldness comes not from a need to stand out for its own sake, but from an inner conviction that who she is cannot be compromised. She understands that her authenticity is her power, and she refuses to trade it for comfort or acceptance. This courage does not come without challenges. Being different often means facing judgment, misunderstanding, or even rejection. The world can be unkind to those who do not fit into its neatly defined boxes. But she doesn't let this deter her. Instead, she uses the criticisms and doubts of others as fuel to keep going, to keep showing up as her true self. Each time she chooses authenticity over conformity, she strengthens her resolve, proving to herself and others that her differences are not a weakness but a strength. What makes her unforgettable is not just her boldness, but the way she carries it. Her courage is quiet yet unwavering, rooted in a deep sense of self-worth. She doesn't shout to demand attention or force her way into spaces that weren't built for her. Instead, her presence speaks for itself. People remember her not because she is trying to be remembered, but because her authenticity leaves an indelible mark. Her boldness also inspires others. Courage is contagious, and when people see her standing tall in her truth, they begin to believe that they can do the same. She becomes a role model, not by claiming the title, but by living it. Her ability to embrace her differences shows others that they too can break free from the fear of judgment and live authentically. Over time, her courage redefines what it means to be different. She shifts the narrative from one of exclusion to one of empowerment. By embracing what sets her apart, she paves the way for others to see their own uniqueness in a new light. She makes it clear that being different is not about standing alone, it's about standing in your truth and inviting others to do the same. This is why she is unforgettable. It's not just her boldness that lingers in the minds of those who meet her, but the way her courage lights up every room she enters. She challenges people to think differently, to see beauty and individuality, and to honor the strength it takes to simply be yourself. And in doing so, she becomes a lasting reminder that boldness rooted in authenticity is one of the most powerful legacies a person can leave behind. When she owns her light, she inspires others to embrace theirs, creating a wave of empowerment. There is something undeniably powerful about someone who fully steps into their own brilliance, unapologetically claiming their space in the world. It's not about arrogance or seeking attention, it's about recognizing the unique gifts within and allowing them to shine, no matter how bright or how different they may be. Her willingness to stand in her light has a ripple effect that reaches far beyond her immediate presence. Owning her light means she refuses to hide or downplay who she is to make others more comfortable. It's an act of courage, especially in a world that often encourages people to blend in. By stepping into her truth, she gives others permission to do the same. It's not just that she shines brightly, it's that her light illuminates the potential in those around her. People see her living authentically, and they start to believe that they too can let go of their insecurities and embrace their own unique qualities. The empowerment she sparks is not about comparison or competition. When she shines, she doesn't diminish others. Instead, she creates space for everyone to find their own light. Her energy is contagious, uplifting those who feel stuck in the shadows. Her confidence shows them that they don't need to seek external validation to feel worthy. They begin to realize that their light, like hers, comes from within. This wave of empowerment often begins subtly. Perhaps someone sees her standing tall, unafraid to speak her mind or pursue her dreams, and they start to question the limits they've placed on themselves. They think, if she can do it, why can't I? Her light becomes a catalyst for self-reflection, encouraging others to recognize their own potential. Over time, this inspiration grows into action. People start taking steps toward their own authenticity, whether it's expressing their opinions, pursuing a passion they've ignored, or simply showing up as their true selves. What makes her light so transformative is the way it connects with others on a human level. She's not perfect, and she doesn't pretend to be. Her openness about her journey, the struggles, the doubts, the victories, makes her relatable. She shows that owning your light isn't about having it all figured out, it's about embracing who you are in every moment, flaws and all. This authenticity creates a ripple effect that turns into a wave. The more people she inspires to embrace their light, the more empowered communities become. It's a chain reaction of positivity, one person's courage igniting another's, until the energy of empowerment spreads far and wide. When she owns her light, she does more than shine, she transforms. Her presence uplifts, her courage inspires, and her authenticity empowers. In owning who she is, she invites others to see their own beauty and strength. Together, their collective light creates a world that celebrates individuality, courage, and the power of self-acceptance. And that wave of empowerment, it's unstoppable. In the end, what truly sets her apart is her unwavering commitment to being herself. She doesn't conform to the expectations of others or dim her light to fit into molds that were never meant for her. Instead, she stands boldly in her truth, unapologetically embracing the qualities that make her unique. It's this authenticity, this refusal to compromise who she is, that leaves an indelible mark on everyone she encounters. Her journey is not one of perfection, but of perseverance. The trials she has faced, the moments of doubt, and the challenges she has overcome have all shaped her into the person she is today. Each scar tells a story, each victory a testament to her resilience. These experiences don't just define her, they elevate her. They give her the depth, wisdom and strength that inspire others to believe in themselves. Her courage to embrace her individuality, even when it's uncomfortable, lights a path for others who may feel lost in a world that often values conformity over authenticity. She reminds them that it's okay to be different, that their uniqueness is not something to hide, but something to celebrate. Her presence becomes a mirror reflecting back the potential in those who feel unseen or unheard, showing them that their voice matters and their light is needed. And when she owns her light, the ripple effect is undeniable. Her authenticity becomes a source of empowerment for those around her. She doesn't just shine for herself, she illuminates the way for others, proving that courage and vulnerability are not just personal acts, but collective gifts. By being herself, she gives others permission to do the same. She creates a wave of empowerment where one person's boldness inspires another's until it becomes a movement of self-acceptance and authenticity. Her story is not just her own, it's a reminder for all of us. It teaches us that true beauty lies not in perfection, but in the willingness to be unapologetically real. It shows us that being different is not a weakness, but a strength, one that has the power to transform not just our own lives, but the lives of those around us. Her journey proves that the courage to stand out, to own your light, and to embrace your truth is what makes a person unforgettable. So as we reflect on her impact, let us remember the lessons she embodies. Let us dare to embrace our own uniqueness, to stand in our truth, and to shine unapologetically. Let us be bold enough to face our fears, strong enough to overcome our challenges, and brave enough to be exactly who we are. Because in doing so, we don't just find our own light, we inspire others to find theirs. Her story is a beacon, a testament to the power of individuality and the courage to live authentically. It's a call to action for all of us to step out of the shadows, to own our light, and to create a wave of empowerment that transforms not just ourselves, but the world around us. So let's honor her. Let's celebrate her. Because she's not just different, she's unstoppable. And that's what makes her shine, Van Liu.